Good evening, all of you, and welcome once again to our online classes. And today I am going to discuss with the first poem of our literature section, that is My Mother at 66. So, to start with, I would like to inform you that the explanation of a poem has been divided into three parts, and you need to understand all the three parts properly. The first part is going to be the title, second part is going to be the theme, and third part is going to be the detailed explanation of that poem. So as you can see that all these three parts are written over here: title, theme and explanation. And for your assistance I have written the full poem on the board, and as I have already sent you the link for the PDF to read the poem completely, thoroughly, and to understand the difficult words, the phrases which are used, and poetic devices are of utmost importance, and you need to pay attention to all these three things while understanding the poetry section of our literature. Now, first of all, we shall discuss with the title of the poem. The title of the poem, My Mother at 66, it simply describes the old age of mother. Mother is running old age, and the number 66. What is the significance of the number 66? The significance or the importance of the number 66 is the old age of mother, just as simple as that. Now the second is the theme. Now this poem is having two themes. First one is the universal theme, and the second one is the theme that is applicable to this poem itself. Now what is the universal theme that is applicable to this poem? The universal theme that is applicable to this poem is aging, decaying and death. You all must be familiar with these three words: aging, decaying and death. Aging means the process in which the age grows. Age of an individual grows. That is called aging, the process of getting older. Next is decaying. It means when the body diminishes with the passage of time, when the body destroys with the passage of time, or the destruction that is caused to a physical thing with the passage of time is decaying. And third is death. Final or the result of aging and decaying is death. The ultimate, that is the ultimate thing that happens in the process of aging and decaying, that is the death. So this is going to be the universal theme that is applicable to all, and no one can avoid or no one can evit these three natural phenomena. These three natural phenomena of aging, decaying and death. Now what is going to be the theme that is specifically situated or specifically associated with this poem? The theme that is specifically associated with this poem is separation and feeling of insecurity. Where there is love, there is feeling of separation. Where there is love, there is feeling of separation, there is feeling of insecurity. Because we never want to lose our near and dear ones. We always want to live in association with our near or dear ones. So this theme shows association or immense love of an individual towards its human relations. And in this poem we are talking about relationship of a daughter to that of her mother. So a relationship of a daughter and her mother has been described in this poem, where daughter is suffering from this feeling of insecurity. Daughter is insecure because mother is getting older and older day by day, and she is having this insecurity that one day she might lose her mother because of her old age, and because of that age her body is decaying, and ultimately she is on the verge of death, and she is about to die. Now we shall take the explanation of this poem, complete explanation of the poem. The summary of the poem. The poem starts when the poet Kamala Das, you must remember the name of the poets and authors which are given in your textbook. You have to memorize the name of poets and author in the textbook of your English syllabus. All the names of textbook, all the names of poet you have to remember in this section. Now explanation. Explanation includes that the poem starts with the poet traveling to Cochin. The poet is traveling to Cochin with her mother, and while she is traveling with her mother, she was sitting beside her mother in a car. Her mother was not going to anywhere. Poet is going to Cochin, and right now she has to catch a flight, and to catch that flight she is traveling by a car, and her mother is sitting beside her. And while her mother was sitting beside her, poet looks at the face of her mother. And when she looks at the face of her mother, what does she notice? What does she notice? She notices that her mother is sleeping. The mother is sleeping with her mouth wide open. Her mouth is wide open, like that of a corpse. As you can see, the word here used is corpse. C-O-R-P-S-E. But the actual pronunciation of this word is corpse. Corpse means dead body. So I must read the first few lines of the poem to understand better. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside, doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain. So what these lines show, or what these lines prove? These lines show that a poet is traveling with her mother in a car, and she looked at her mother while she was driving to airport to catch the flight to Cochin. She looked at the face of her mother, and when she looked at the face of her mother, she noticed that her mother was sleeping. The word used here is doze. The word doze means a short sleep, a short nap. So the mother is dozing, and she is dozing in a way that her mouth is open. Her mouth is open, and her face is looking like that of a corpse, and the face is ashen. Ashen means colorless. Her face is colorless. Ashen means colorless. Her face is colorless like that of a dead body, like that of a corpse, and it shows that it does not have any sign or any signal of life. She is just looking like a dead body, and while looking at her mother's critical condition, she realized with pain. She was feeling that pain, that her mother is getting older and older with the passage of time, and one day she is going to leave her. Now what are the other lines? That she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Now all the negative thoughts are occupied in the mind of poet. She is having negative thoughts in her mind. And what sort of negative thoughts she is having? She is comparing her mother's face to that of a dead body. And what poetic device used here is simile, like that. Because the word like has been used here, it means the poetic device in play here is simile. So her face is like that of a corpse, like that of a dead body. And after looking at her mother's face, she realized with pain. And when her mind is completely occupied with all those negative thoughts, she wanted to put all these negative thoughts out of her mind, to divert her mind from all those negative thoughts. She started looking outside the car. And what is the scene outside the car? What does she see outside the car? The scene outside the car is contrasting, is completely opposite to that of inside the car. The scene inside the car is completely different to that of the scene that is outside the car. Now what is the difference between the scene that is inside the car and that is outside the car? Inside the car, she is having her mother who is very weak, dull, and lack in energy, and obviously old age. So there are three things which she notices about her mother. First thing is her old age, second lack of energy, and the third is she is looking like a dead body, like a corpse. Now what is the scene that is outside the car? The scene that is outside the car is completely contrasting or completely different. And what is going to be the scene that is outside the car? So to put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their home. Now three things associated, or the three things noticed by the poet while she was looking outside the car. And what are these three things she noticed while she was looking outside the car? And all these three things are completely contrasting and completely opposite. The three things are spilling children. Spilling children, children spilling, they are coming out of their home. Spilling is a word. Spilling means falling out. This word spilling is used for liquid. Liquid, when a liquid substance falls out up to its, when a liquid substance filled up to its maximum capacity, it falls out of the vessel. When you fill a tumbler or a container up to its maximum capacity, it comes out of that container or vessel. So the poetic device here used is metaphor, because the manner of children in which they are coming out of their home is like a water coming out of the vessel that has been filled up to its maximum capacity. That is going to be the first thing. Second thing, trees sprinting. I have told you this poetic device, trees sprinting. Sprinting means running fast or race. So the trees are sprinting because the vehicle is moving in the opposite direction. The vehicle is moving in the opposite direction, and because of that movement, it seems like that the trees are also running in the opposite direction. So trees are sprinting, and the next is merry children spilling out of their home. So young trees sprinting and merry children spilling out of their homes. So what is the thing that is completely different to that of the thing that is inside the car? The first, the scene inside the car shows old age of mother, lack in energy, and death, that she is about to die. But inside the car, the scene is completely different. It shows full of energy. It shows enthusiasm, young trees. It shows young trees. And on the other hand, poet's mother is old. So that is the difference. The second is sprinting. Sprinting requires a lot of energy, but the mother's state or the mother's condition is completely different, because mother lacks in energy. And the third is merry children. Children are happily playing and coming out of their homes. But on the other hand, mother does not feel any excitement. She is not at all enthusiastic. She is dull, or she is lacking energy. She is dull as a dead body. So these are the contrasting things, or the different scene that is completely different inside the car and outside the car. The scene is completely different. What is seen inside the car and what is seen outside the car. Then what happens after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked at her wan pale face as a late winter's moon. So after reaching airport, once again poet looks at her mother's face. And what did she notice this time? She notices that her mother's face is looking like that of a late winter's moon. Once again a comparison, late winter's moon. And what poetic device has been used? Because the word as is used here, it means that poetic device simile has been used. And why poet has made this comparison of her mother's face to that of a late winter's moon? Because winter's moon has a low intensity of light. Moon obviously has a low intensity of light, but if the moon is late winter's moon, it means that the moon is covered with fog or hidden behind fog and mist, and that gives a yellow tinge or a yellow color. It shows lack in energy. Yellow color shows lack in energy, and that is why mother's face has been compared to that of a late winter's moon, because late winter's moon gives a yellow color tinge or a yellow tinge to atmosphere, to the surrounding. So as the case with mother's face, her face is also looking pale. Now this pale word means yellow in color. So mother's face is looking pale, means lack in energy, yellow in color, and this is the reason why poet has compared face of a mother to that of a late winter's moon, because moon has a low intensity of light, it shows dullness, so as the face of mother is showing dullness and lack of energy. Now what happens next? As a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache my childhood fear. Last time looking at her mother's face, she felt an ache. Ache means pain. Pain, like you say headache or stomach ache. So the poet feels ache, and why she is feeling pain for her mother? She is feeling pain for her mother because her mother is getting older and older with the passage of time. And what familiar ache she is talking about? What familiar pain? The pain which she had experienced earlier. What sort of pain she is exhibiting here? What sort of pain she is talking about here in this statement? That familiar pain is the pain of separation, the pain or insecurity of losing her mother because of her old age, because a child never wants to get separated from her mother. So this is the familiar ache, her childhood fear. This is a childhood fear, because a child never wants to get separated from her mother. But here in this case, poet Kamala Das knows very well that one day she is going to part from her mother. She is going to be separated from her mother. And this is her childhood fear, familiar ache, which she had felt when she was a child. So the familiar ache, my childhood fear, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. Now this phrase, this statement, see you soon, Amma. Now this phrase or statement shows positivity or hope. That poet is hopeful that when next time she will see her mother, she will be hale and hearty. She will be in her good health. She believes that when next time she will see her mother, she will see her mother hale and hearty, in good health, in pink of her health. So she is hopeful that she wanted to see her mother in her good health. She wanted to see her mother once again. But she already knows it very well at the bottom of her heart that one day she is going to lose her mother, because her mother is getting older and older day by day, and her condition is getting critical because her face is looking like that of a corpse, like that of a dead body. And she has made this comparison like late winter's moon, means intensity of the light is very low, intensity of the energy is very low, and she is fearful and insecure about these circumstances. She does not want to lose her mother, because no child wants to lose her parent or lose her mother. Now, my childhood fear, I said, was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. And the final statement shows that the poet is smiling. While parting away from her mother, she is smiling. And what are the parting words of her mother? The parting words of her mother are smile and smile and smile. Now a question arises in front of you. If a person is having negative thoughts in her mind, if the mind of a person is occupied completely with negative thoughts, how that person can smile? And why that person is smiling? Why poet is smiling while she is having negative thoughts in her mind? She is smiling because she does not want to reveal her inner trait. She does not want to reveal her inner pain, that she is unhappy. She is feeling pain from inside. She is insecure because of her mother. She does not want to reveal that expression of pain in front of mother, because if she expresses that pain on her face, then after looking at the expression of pain on her face, she will also feel pain. Mother will also feel pain, because it is human nature. It is a human characteristic of a mother or a parent, that when they see their child in pain, they also realize the same pain. But here in this case, poet does not want to portray that pain on her face. She does not want to transfer that pain on her face. She does not want to express that pain on her face, so as not to disappoint her mother, so as not not to make her mother feel pain. That is why she is smiling. She is smiling although she is having negative thoughts, but she is still smiling because she does not want to portray that pain, to express that pain on her face, because she knows it very well. After looking at her daughter's face, after looking pain at her daughter's face, she herself will feel pain for her, and that is why she does not want to portray, she does not want to transmit those negative thoughts to her daughter. That is why she hid her face, she hid her expressions behind the cover of that smile. She hid her expressions behind the cover of that smile. So this is the detailed explanation. The words which are difficult, I have already described all the words which are used in the poem, and the poetic devices which are used in this poem, like here freeze sprinting, we know it very well. What poetic device has been used here? Freeze sprinting, personification has been used here, and at two places we have simile used here. So this is going to be the complete explanation, and I hope that you all have understood the explanation, the title, theme, and the complete explanation of the poem. Go through the poem from the book, go through the difficult words from the poem, try to memorize the poetic devices, try to figure out the poetic devices by yourself. If there is any query related to this topic, you can ask me afterwards. Make sure that you must solve the NCERT questions. Do not go for extra questions which are given inside books. First, prepare yourself with NCERT questions. Command over NCERT questions. Whatever questions are asked in NCERT, first of all you need to command on all those NCERT questions. Then you must go for other questions, additional questions that is questions that are given in side books. So this is going to be the explanation of the first poem. I hope you all have understood, and remember one thing, that this is going to be the method. This is going to be the method to be followed while learning poetry section or prose section. Your explanation shall be divided into three parts: title, theme, and explanation. What is the relevance of theme in poetry section or in prose section? The relevance of theme is it will help you to answer questions which are related to insight knowledge, which you have to conclude or comprehend. Such statements which are not given in the text, you have to comprehend it by yourself, you have to understand it by yourself. For example, as we have comprehended this statement as late winter's moon, no explanation is given in the poem. What does it mean, late winter's moon? But we ourselves, we have to conclude it, we have to comprehend what is the meaning of this phrase, late winter's moon. So this is called insight knowledge, and you get this insight knowledge only after understanding the theme completely. So remember two or three things. Three things are title, theme, explanation, name of the poet or author, that is Kamala Das. So remember all these things and go through the poem thoroughly. If there is any question, you know where to ask me. Till then, thank you. Be safe. Goodbye.